Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth, and my channel name is ChiTownGirl. This is a video that I have contemplated doing for the past 2 days. I am completely stepping outside my box here. Like I said, I've struggled with doing this video because for me, it's extremely emotional. And I feel like I have to say something. Not that I haven't already said something, but I kind of feel like all of you that are part of my YouTube family who have seen me go through ups and downs and just all kinds of stuff know how much life has been difficult for me for the past year and a half. With surgeries and just all kinds of stuff going on. Normally I'm doing my YouTube videos with my Dollar Tree hauls, and pretty much on Tuesdays I try to do my 2 for Tuesdays, and I was like totally non-existent on Tuesday, and several of you had texted me or messaged me and said, hey, is everything okay? What's up? What's going on with you? And I so appreciate that. When people check on me, it means the world to me, and I really do appreciate that very much. But I was very emotional. I still am. But I thought maybe this could be a form of therapy for me. Many of you have been asking me to vlog. I guess this is considered a vlog. I'm probably sounding really silly right now, but I've never done this before. Yeah, I do my hauls and I talk, but I've never talked about something super personal. But I do feel like if I don't get this off my chest more, I've been crying for 2 days. Okay, so Monday night, today's Wednesday, right? I'm so sorry. The past 2 days have been such a blur for me. For those of you that don't know, I live in New York State. I live in the Hudson Valley. I live in what's considered to be a fairly rural area. And being from Chicago, where, even when you're in the burbs, you still see the light. It's still light. You don't really see the sky too much. Yeah, you see the sky, the stars, and the planes. But when you're in a rural area, meaning no street lights, trees everywhere, things farther distance away. I'm not trying to be rude and explain what rural means, because I'm sure you all know that. The area that I'm in is extremely dark. I mean, when it gets dark at nighttime, you could do this and I'm not even seeing it. But on the other hand, it's absolutely gorgeous. We have a lot of wildlife around here. A lot of deer. If you haven't seen my deer pics, I see deer every single day. They're not in my yard, they're in a neighbor's yard. Okay, so Monday night, I'm sorry. I'm outside. It's about 11:15 p.m. The house is quiet. Clue's in the house. My boyfriend was in the house. And I'm outside and I'm smoking a cigarette. Okay, this isn't about me right now, okay? But I'm outside and I'm smoking a cigarette. Complete, total silence outside. The road I live off of is a highway road, but it goes through a very rural part of the area, which I happen to live right by. Now, the speed limit down this road is 45 miles an hour. Pitch black road, nothing going on for like a mile. Most people are doing 55, 60, and even more. We have constant people crossing the double yellow line. There's no sidewalks. It's not like back in Chicago, back in the burbs, or anything like that. Okay. I'm outside. I'm smoking my cigarette. And I hear this bam and glass just shattering, and this god-awful like someone just took their final breath. Now, unfortunately, we do get deer hit here a lot. And if you've never seen a vehicle after it's been hit by a deer, especially at a high rate of speed, it is it's amazing what kind of damage can be done to people and animals and things like that. So I hear this, and I'm already like kind of on the side of my property. And I hear this, and then 2 seconds later, barely, I hear a woman screaming at the top of her lungs. Help me! Bloody murder, just help me! At that time, I'm coming around the corner of my house, which I'd already been, and I see something, coming down in the air. And it's so dark, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, it's so big that it must be a huge buck, but it's just gone through her front window. So here I am by myself trying to handle things. Nobody's turning lights on. People are keeping to themselves. I'm in panic mode because now I've got something that has just fallen on the ground. I'm not sure what it is, but I have a lady screaming bloody murder. She's covered in glass. She's screaming. She has a dog in the front seat. The dog is covered in glass. So I'm still not sure exactly what's over to the other side of me. So I'm in the middle trying to go back and forth. I didn't have my cell phone on me. She had a cell phone on her. I'm like, call 911, call 911. She's in complete panic. She says, I hit a deer, I think I hit a deer. And things just didn't sound right. I told her to stay put. I ran over to what I thought was going to be a deer that turned out to be one of the young men that works just a few doors down. At this point, he's awake. His shoes are in the street. This boy, she hit him, came up from behind. He basically went through her front windshield, flipped over, and that's what I saw falling in my front lawn, literally. I sat with him and I stayed with him. And I couldn't get her to get her phone to work. It's pitch black. I'm trying to deal with him, but he's awake and I'm telling him not to move. He's coherent, but yet he keeps repeating himself, and he is just dazed and confused. So as I'm screaming, my boyfriend heard me, came out on the front deck. I said, call 911, just call 911. He called 911, and because it's such a rural area, it took like almost 15 minutes, and I mean that literally, for the first person to show up. And the whole time I'm staying with this young man, and he's trying to get up, and I'm like, no, you have to stay still. I said, you don't realize what's just happened. And my boyfriend ran out into the street and got his shoes and his wallet and his phone, and I stayed with him, got him calm, and the lady came walking over to me, and she's like, well, I don't know what happened. And she's on about her dog, and I'm like, oh my God, you just hit a kid. Well, she's been drinking. She lives a couple blocks down the road. She claims she didn't see him, but he walks like almost on the front part of our grass because they know they don't have a lot of room. Now, mind you, this boy was dressed in dark clothing. He was African American. That doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with it, but it does make it difficult for drivers to see. I'm not excusing what this boy was wearing or his color. I'm just saying, please, when you're walking on dark roads, you cannot wear all black clothing. You must be able to be seen. These kids that walk up and down these streets know better. I'm not saying that the driver, what she did was okay in any way, shape, or form. Trust me, I went after her. I was very upset. I stayed with the boy. The paramedics came. He kept complaining about his back, and he pulled up his shirt, and he just all banged up. And he kept complaining about his head, and so I was looking at his head for him, and he had this, like, big chunk taken out of the top of his head. And it was in the windshield of the lady's car. This boy basically went through her entire windshield, and then it folded over onto her and her dog. So I stayed with him. I told him everything was going to be okay. The ambulance put him in the ambulance. At this point, they're trying to determine her rate of speed and what's going on. And because I was, like, right there, I'm the only person trying to handle everything that was going on. I was just beside myself. And you know what? The things that go through your head. I have not heard if he's okay or not. Like I said, he works just down the street. I see these kids all the time going down the street to work. I'm going to go down the road today and find out what information. It's okay. Mommy's okay. Kalua's over here, and she's kind of like, Mom, what's going on? So I'm going to go down to where he works and inquire about him because I need to know. I want to know that this boy is okay. So they took him away. And the lady's sitting on my front porch, literally. And she's going on and on and on about this dog. And I understand you worry about your pets. Don't get me wrong. But it was like, that's not important right now. What's important is this young man that you just hit and you're not acknowledging this. We could smell the alcohol in her breath. The officer pulled me to the side and asked me if I had been drinking. I said, absolutely not. I said, I was standing on the side of my house smoking a cigarette. You know, it's late and I don't smoke in the house. He says, I smell alcohol. I said, I do too. She failed the first breathalyzer. She failed the second breathalyzer. Right literally in my driveway. They're doing every test possible. They handcuffed her. They took her away. They asked me to hold on to the dog because the police officer was trying to get the dog out of the car. And the dog was very pissed off, very scared, very upset. It was just a small thing. The officer asked me if I could get the dog. I got the dog. The dog stayed with me till they got things settled. And then the police officer took the dog. I asked where the dog was going. They said that the dog was going to go to the station. She was under arrest. Excuse me. I'm so angry. Why? Why do people get in their cars after drinking and think they can drive? I guess you're just not thinking. So the only thing that I can say is, oh, you have no idea what I wanted to do to this woman. I was livid. And once they put the cuffs on her, I was like, man, it still doesn't take away. I mean, yes, justice was being served, but it doesn't take away what happened. And yes, it was an accident, but it was an accident that didn't need to happen because she was drinking and decided that she wanted to go down the road to get gas for her car at 11:30 at night. Okay, I've gotten gas at 11:30 at night before, but not while I've been drinking. So this has really bothered me. I hate the fact that people drink and drive. I think the laws should be tougher. These people that are driving on suspended licenses for drinking and driving, they get busted, they're gone. That's it. They're done. They need to pay for what they've done. I appreciate anybody that has stuck around for this. This has been really, really hard for me. The fact that I was outside by myself and I keep hearing that young man hitting the glass and the sound that came from his body. as his life was like being taken out of him before. For those of you that believe in thoughts and prayers, maybe you could say a little extra thought and prayer for this young man. And as soon as I know what's going on any further, I'll make a comment here on this video. Again, I've completely stepped out of my box of comfort, and I hope that you can all appreciate this as being some therapy for me. I'm going to try to get myself together and get some work done, and hopefully we can see you later today for a video. Thank you all, and God bless everyone. Bye for now.